So I saw a picture before I get on, and I need to verify if it's true.
Okay.
Because now AI nowadays, you don't know what's true or not.
Okay.
But I saw like 50 people on Nuova Jolly.
That's not true.
That's not true.
No.
Well,
it was
the
51
picture,
if you want to know.
oh, it's 51?
It was 51.
Oh.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
how dare me.
So you were a little off,
How
but yeah.
dare me minimize the amount of people that were on this
And it was not an AI generated image. It was a Intermarine escapade over in the Bahamas, and we were at Chub Key going up to see the turtles, and we had 51 people on a 38 Nuova Jolly.
Please tell me that you were able to plane out the boat with that many people on there.
100% I was able to plane out the boat. Not only plane out, I got it up to about 30 miles an hour.
What? With what? With what engines?
We have 350s on the back of ours. So at Intermarine, we have our own 38.
So you guys use it for what?
It's a multi-purpose boat. All right, it's our, when we go on the escapades and things like that, we load everybody on the Nuova Jolly to go snorkeling, to go watch the turtles, to go see the pigs, to go see the sharks, to go snorkeling, to go diving, to go see the Sapona. So we have our own 38. However, the boat is also kind of like a work vessel for me, because I load it up with tools and parts and everything. So when we go on these trips, we have everything we need for people to make sure that their trip is completed. So it's a multi-purpose vessel for me.
All right, so I'm gonna be extra thorough.
Okay.
With this boat, because I want to go to the factory one day in Milan.
Well, you and I are gonna go together.
I'm serious,
yeah.
Right? I don't want to take my wife because I heard those Italians, they're like, hey, what are you doing, man? So, okay, let's start, where do you want to start?
Well, let's start in the back here. I mean, let's start right now with this particular model. We have the 500Rs on this. Tio put the 500Rs on this boat. With those 500Rs, so far I've gotten this boat up to 68 miles per hour. And if you know anything about Nuova Jolly, it's got such a sharp entry. It's the smoothest ride you've ever had in your life. And it's a dry ride. And I was running up here in 4 and 5s. There were like 4-second waves. And I was running 38 knots, no problem.
They won't know until you, listen.
Oh, you won't know until you're on it.
Until you're on it.
You can't even describe it.
People have looked at me on my small rib, right? And they're, 20-footer or the 18. Both of them are amazing.
Correct.
Right? And they're like, but you're not even soaked.
Nah. You don't get wet.
So guys, if you have never ridden a rib boat, once you do, they're gonna flip, right?
Well, what happens, I mean, the water hits that hull and it comes up, and then all of a sudden it hits the tube and it just goes right back down. You're definitely gonna flip out about it. It's such a dry ride.
Let's explain something, because on my
okay.
20-footer one day,
right,
I decided to just educate the North American market a little bit, and I deflated the whole tube.
Correct.
And I didn't sink.
No, you don't.
Why? Because
I have a rigid inflatable hull. I can deflate everything around here, and if you look, everything is above the water line.
That's right.
I can lose a tube and still make it home from Bimini. I can lose a tube and still make it home from Lyford.
Okay, so I deflated it. I made a scene, and I started acting like I was gonna die, because the perception is, oh, you're on a rib boat where the tube part, if it goes down, you're gonna die. Correct. The reality is, the way I explain it to people, a rib boat is kind of like a boat with a life vest on.
Correct.
So the hull is still rigid like a regular boat.
Correct.
These tubes right now are not touching the water. If you look over here,
they are not touching the water.
They're extra. So when you get in that nasty stuff, it makes the boat more buoyant.
Correct. Put 51 people on a regular boat and then put 51 people on a rib.
Oh no, you can't.
You can't.
You'll sink it. You'll sink the regular boat.
Correct.
I would say jokingly in the beginning of my YouTube channel, if you're not on a rib boat, it's a sinkable.
Yes, correct.
So I can't say that anymore because I film a lot of regular boats.
Wow.
I'm not on a sinkable now, guys. I'm on a Nuova Jolly. Let's go.
Okay, so we've talked about this before as well. Let's talk about fishing on a rib.
Oh, huge.
Huge.
Rib fishing. I did a whole series on my channel.
Right.
Right. You guys have an actual fishing model.
There's a fishing version.
Of this rib boat. And what I tell people is I like Orca hypalon 866, the thicker one.
Right.
Right? So this is 866.
This is
carbon
866.
white, guys, from Orca. This stuff. Try to put a screwdriver in that. See if you can do it.
Right.
You're not going to do it.
You're not going to do it.
You're not going to do it.
And it's easy to repair if something does happen to you. You carry a patch kit with you. It's easy to repair. These tubes only hold 3.5 pounds of pressure. And look how, I mean, they're holding 3.5 pounds of pressure. Let's walk up here on the side. You want to do some diving? You know, we can do plenty of diving on the boat.
There's a reason why law enforcement and everybody uses rib boats.
There is.
For a lot of reasons, right?
You
can literally creep up on a boat, get next to it, not damage it. You could do, it's like a 4x4 on steroids.
Correct. It's safety too.
Safety.
I can pull up alongside of another boat and I can touch it without doing any damage. With these low slot sides, I can reach over and slide somebody into this boat if somebody were to go over. If you're going to trailer it down the road or something like this, you deflate the tubes. If you're going to put it on a super yacht, you deflate the tubes and you take up less space.
And we'll talk about the compartments. Let's talk about these storage. And I see that we have a big table here.
Correct. We have a big table here, and I got to make sure my battery switches are on so I can show you how the table works. Let's turn that one on, and let's turn this one on. And while we're in here, let's just go ahead and show you all the storage that this boat has. Look how deep that is. We have, when we do our big trips and we have these escapades and we have all the people on here, we carry an extra 50 gallons worth of diesel in cans that we put down inside of there. We carry extra gasoline that we put in here. And all that was on the boat when we had the 51 people on here as well. We don't take it off just because we put the people on here.
So let's talk about that real quick, because I mean, I can see a lot of people going from here to the Bahamas. What's the fuel capacity on this guy?
Don't hold me to it. I think it's 168 gallons.
Okay.
It's 160 something. I don't know. 66,
okay.
68.
You guys also got to keep in mind, since rib boats are lighter, they're more efficient when it comes to range,
more range
everything,
and fuel.
Everything. Yeah. Right. That's why they're so popular in Europe.
Correct.
Because the fuel is so much more expensive.
Correct.
When I was at the Dusseldorf show, most of the center consoles I saw were all rib boats.
Correct. Yeah.
For that reason.
Right.
So show me how this table comes up.
All right. So we're going to come up here to the dashboard real quick, and I'm going to push a button, and you're going to see the table rise.
Okay. So
it'll come all the way up, so you can sit here and have a meal with your family or something like that. And then when it's down, we can walk across it, do whatever we have to do.
I'm assuming also there's probably a way that you can actually make this a sun pad as well if you wanted to.
Yeah, we have a sun cushion to go on top of it.
Yeah, because you know the Italians, they want to just show off their ladies.
Well,
you know,
fine with me.
Hey, listen, they're guys, you got to know Italians. If you know, you know.
100% fine with me. We can put a sun cushion up here, take this top off, and then you got a huge sun pad here.
Okay, let me tell them real quick about the understanding of...
While you're talking, I'm going to put this table down.
Okay, about the multiple layers of seams, right? So if you look, you're going to see seams, right, for the compartments. It's hard for me to tell right now. Okay. They're so good at it. Okay, there's a seam here, right? It's hard for you to, but there's a baffle in between that seam. Okay, and that seam will fill up to the next seam. So there's different compartments. If you, for some reason, you know, puncture this tube, it's not going to affect all the other tubes.
You're going to have a seam right here.
Yeah, there's a seam there.
Because you have the front tube, then you have the middle tube, and you have the back tube.
Which is all the way in the back cone, right?
Correct. I have 3 tubes on this boat.
Very similar to mine.
Yeah.
So the layout is exactly the same.
Correct.
Oh, obviously, this is a 38-foot monster that holds 51 people. In I don't know. I think you have 51 life jackets. I just want to.
We did have 51 life. Actually, 52. We had 53 life jackets, and then we had a throw cushion and everything. Plus, we had some inflatables. That, remember, an inflatable only counts as a life jacket if you have it on.
That's right.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about the helm and tell me what's going on here.
All right. Before we get there, let's start here in the back, because what we have is the seat will pick up. So when you put the table up, I have a sink here, and I can also put my grill in, so I can have an electric grill or propane grill, and I have a huge refrigerator drawer. So right away I have my galley.
Okay.
I have everything I need for a day out on the water.
But I want to ask you about those moments, because you know we're talking to some of the guys, some of the crazy things that I've been through on my Nuova Jolly, right? So how nasty have you been on this?
Jeez, I was coming back from Lyford Key one time, and it was blowing 38 knots out of the east, and I had a class to teach the next day. It's called Women Taking the Helm, and I had to get back to Miami for that class.
Where were you?
I was in Lyford Key.
Okay.
So I decided to go ahead and leave Lyford and head to Chubb. I headed to Chubb, and I almost made a phone call because it was so nasty. I had probably 10 and 12 footers out there. Wow. I almost made a phone call and said, we're going to have to cancel the Women Taking the Helm class. But when I got to Chubb, as you know, coming from Chubb over to Bimini, you're in the flats there, so it's not nearly as rough. And there was a Viking coming out, like a 72 Viking or something like this. So I kind of hopped in behind him and everything because he was heading for Miami also. We got to Bimini, I had to fuel up. He got to Bimini and he's like, I am not going the rest of the way. I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me. So I went and fueled. He stayed. 72 Viking stayed.
So you were going to trail him.
I was going to trail him. So I go in and fuel up, and I'm like, I got this class to teach. I'm this close. I'm 49 miles away. I'm going. 3 times, the bottom dropped out on me. Wow. 3 times. I couldn't tell you. When I got to the Gulf Stream,
explain for somebody that might not know, what's the bottom dropping out on you so they know?
You hit a wave and you go off of it and it's just gone.
Yeah.
And then when you come down in the trough. You don't come down onto the next wave, you come down in a trough. So I'm up in the air 8 feet, 10 feet, who knows? I can't see the bottom of the boat. But when you land,
slammed.
Oh, when you land, I did get slammed. 3 times my rib cage was in me. But never, ever was I scared. Never, ever did I worry about it. And never, ever did I think that anything was going to happen because this boat is so comfortable, so safe.
How did it feel when those tubes caught, when you hit?
When I hit hard. But the tubes actually deflected some of it and lightened up some of that load for me. And it, again, until you experience the ride of one of these boats in this entry, I can't do it justice by explaining it. Yeah. But I can run in 6 to 8 foot seas easily at 30 knots and not even know the difference.
And we'll show a little bit of that entry here. I love those stories, by the way. My boat has a lot of stories. All right, so we're here at the helm. So tell me a little bit about the helm.
Yeah, the helm's pretty simple. I have my mercury gauges, my Intermarine, my stereo, my VHF, my controls. I do have a bow thruster on this boat. This particular boat doesn't have autopilot. When I'm going to the Bahamas, it'd be nice to have, but we can add it. It's not a huge deal. But nice thing about this boat compared to our particular Nuova Jolly is I got these bucket seats here, and when I'm riding in this thing, now I have support padding on the side of me. So when I'm in the rough seas and you're going down there, I'm running along, I got something holding me in now. Yeah. With ours, we have one big bucket seat, so I can kind of slide, it's not anywhere near as comfortable as this one. This one is 100% more comfortable. But we've been a Nuova Jolly dealer for going on 8 years. So our boat is probably 9 or 10 years old. Same model, the Prince 38. And we've never retubed it. We have had to fix the glue pieces every now and then and things like that. But the boat is impeccable. It's still in perfect condition. Yeah,
and hypalon will last about 10 to 15 years, guys, based on how you take care of it.
And we have a spare set of tubes for it, but we haven't had to put them on yet. On the new Nuova Jollies, the glue, we call them weld joints, but the glue joints, they're warranted for 5 years. All right? So your hypalon and everything, I think, has 3 years on it, but your glue joints have 5 years on them. But you're not going to need it.
Which is, guys, so you know, hypalon is not like PVC. A lot of times people compare the two. PVC, after a certain time, you'll lose those seams on the welds and all that stuff. Yes. This is cold, so you're not gonna. I mean, for you to get a seam to, I've literally blown them up. Yeah. I've literally gotten a compressor, and I tell the guys over at the shop, run. And just lock the valve with air going in it to see how much it takes before it blows up. Yeah. And you can look at them.
I don't know what that number is. But
no, listen, neither do I. But I just say, watch this. And I said, run. And guys, it's a lot. And let's just say that you will never hand pump a hypalon boat for it to explode. Never.
No way.
Okay?
Not going to happen.
Never on a hand pump, never with a foot pump, never. It's
and
impossible.
the Nova Jolys, they come with an electric pump. I mean, this is a lot of air to pump up. But remember, we're only at 3.5 PSI.
Yeah. Let's go towards the bow. Let's show that now. I want to show the cabin here of this console.
All right, so up here in the bow, I have seating for 2 right here at the front. And again, I have another high-low table with U-shaped seating there. I can take that off. It's a sun pad. It's a table for, you know, dining out or things like this. But it's my high-low table. In the bow, you can see you're standing up there. If you want to dive off the boat, that's a great platform right there to dive off of. We get over to the Bahamas and we go into Bimini, and you get that beautiful blue water. First thing we do is stop this boat, jump up there, and dive right in.
This is the 28?
That's the 33.
Oh, wow.
That's the 33.
This 38 looks massive right here on the camera.
Correct.
So only 5 feet difference.
Only 5 feet difference and 2 feet on beam.
Okay, guys, we got your loop handles. All this could be custom. I mean,
we can run these
custom
all the
colors.
way around. We can put them on the bottom if you want them on the bottom.
You know, in my 18-foot Nova Jolly, I have handles on the bottom.
Yeah.
Because what we do with my buddies, when we go fishing for lobster, they'll be hanging along the sides.
Yeah.
And they'll tell me, put it in neutral, because they spotted, you know, something they want to shoot when we're spearing.
Right.
And people always ask me, why do you have that? I go, you wouldn't know, you don't have a rib.
Well, and you know, just a few things about it I should say, is if you look at our 38, if you look at the T-top on this one, it's not as big. Our T-top on our 38 is as wide as the boat.
Yeah.
It comes up to about here, and then it extends all the way back to the engine. We had a custom-made T-top put on that boat. All right?
Wow.
We get up on top of that T-top and jump off of it.
Yeah.
But that's how, you know, you feel a little bit more protected, even though you don't have a lot of protection from a T-top, from security. You just have the sense of security from that.
If we remove this, obviously storage under this, because
yep, I have storage underneath of either side.
Guys, there's a lot of storage. Yeah, they're clipped in.
Let me get.
Oh yeah, they're clipped in.
My thumb doesn't work on that hand.
Okay. So yes, one of the things that I want them to know is that there's plenty of storage on these boats.
Storage here, storage up in the front section, storage in the side section.
Yeah.
You have tons of storage here. Your anchor is up in here. And we have tons of storage in there as well. So if you need fender storage. I also, right here, have a button for my windlass to take it up and down.
Is this boat available or is it sold?
No, this boat is available.
It's available.
This boat is available.
Guys, in America. All right, so let's get into this console and see what's going on there.
All right, let me close this back up real quick.
Just like that, guys, it's back. Ready.
All right, come back here to the console.
Now, this is the stuff that a lot of people don't think a rib boat will have. Right? So
there's part of our sun cushion for the back right there.
Yes. So you have it there if you want to fill it, and you also have. So you can open that. I want to show. Yeah, I want to show the head.
There's our head right there.
All right.
And I'm 5'9". I got plenty of room. I can lay down nice and comfortable. If we need to, we can put air conditioning in.
So, obviously Sunday has been really the best day because we've had a huge washout.
Yeah, Friday was a real washout. I mean, it was drenched, wind, rain, everything like that.
I saw areas in this area like with 3 feet of water.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Crazy.
Yep.
It didn't stop raining.
Well, matter of fact, one of the electric boats over here, one of the other guys has sank during that storm.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it sucked for them.
Oh.
It sucks, man. You know, and
wow.
You hate to see that happen to anybody.
Which boat? I want to know. No, we'll talk off camera.
No.
Okay.
So yeah, Friday was a washout basically.
Yeah.
Saturday wasn't too bad.
But
today,
it still rained Saturday too.
Still rained Saturday, and it was still windy on Saturday.
Yeah.
But today you're gonna have people out. Palm Beach is my most favorite show of all.
Okay, so it's one of my favorites as well.
Yeah.
So let's jump on the 28, but we want to talk about price. I see a sign here that says $449.
Correct.
$500.
Correct.
Is that what we're honoring at the show?
If you buy it today, I can do a little bit better than that price. Don't get excited about doing a little bit better, but I can do a little bit better at that.
Okay,
price.
so hold on a second, because we got to give them, because they're not going to be here at the show and they might see this.
Okay.
We got to give them a window.
I'll give them a week.
All right, we got
I'll
a window. We got a 1 week window. You got to call Brad.
You give me a 1 week window, and I'll knock 10% off of that.
Okay, let's jump on the 28.
33.
So, I'm sorry, the 33. I'm thinking 28. I have 28 in my mind. Let's check out the 33.
All right, I'm going to walk across the boats.
All right, guys, he's going to go ahead, and he's got non-skid on the side, so that's one of the beautiful things about. And yours truly is going to do the same thing. But I have to be.
He's got socks on. You need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, and I gotta be a little bit more careful because I'm holding the camera.
Yeah, he's holding the camera.
All right, let's start from the bow on this one.
All right, let's go up on the bow.
All right. So, what are some of the biggest differences that we're gonna notice? And guys, if you see, I'm walking on the tube right now. So.
On this particular boat, we don't have the U-shaped seating up here. We have all the storage underneath of it.
Okay.
Okay, this is more for toys and things like that. If you're on a super yacht or something, you can throw the toys up here. You can throw the Italian women up here. You can do everything you want up here. So it's unlike that one where you have the seating area for everybody and the picnic area.
Yeah.
This one's more for toys or something like that. So you can throw your scuba gear in there. You can throw your dive gear in there. You can throw your little sea bobs in there. So we have plenty of storage up here for this.
A lot of tenders are, a lot of these yachts will use inflatables as tenders, right?
If you look at the bows of both of these boats, you're going to see a tow eye on each one of them. Yeah.
Because they just take them everywhere.
They're light. They're easy
to pull.
You can collapse them. Yeah.
Yes, and when he means collapse them, guys, he's saying for storage space. Once you remove the air, essentially, you'll gain about this much distance, right?
Yeah. So you're going to gain 1.5 feet.
So on each side.
Each side.
So it's huge.
Yeah.
So it's going to fit in a lot of tight spots.
Correct.
Where you think you might not have. Some people that ask me, hey Alfred, what rib boat? I have this, you know, it's not a lot of space where I live.
Right.
I tell them, hey, listen, a rib boat is perfect because all you have to do is deflate it, you'll still have a foot.
Right.
Because you're gaining so much from each side.
And you got the 12-volt pump to pump it right back up, and it takes no time at all to pump
these
boats up.
You know what I use? I use a Milwaukee, I open the valve, a Milwaukee hand drill, one of those things.
Yeah.
And I'll have this inflated. Now, I give it pressure with the foot pump, but the main part of the of getting the main air is immediate with that. I just open the valve. There's a spring. Let me show you. Let me show them the valves real quick.
Let's see if we can pull one out. I don't know how tight they are.
Okay, guys.
Now, get ready. Get ready. Get ready.
No, it's not. Nothing's gonna happen.
Get ready.
Guys. Nothing's gonna happen. Nothing's gonna happen.
Oh, come on out of there. Okay. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Nothing happened.
All right. You see in there? Now, if you push that in, the air will release.
Correct.
If you push and turn it, it'll stay open and it'll release all the air.
Correct.
And if you want to do that, you can inflate it once it's pushed in all the way, inflate it, and then turn it real fast, boom, and it locks.
Correct.
And then you use the high pressure pump to fill it up. Correct. Easy. What people think is that they're going to be with a foot pump to no.
You can have this boat blown up in less than 5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
Yeah, easy.
That's if you want to. You don't even have to touch the tubes. If you're not leaking, you're fine.
No, if you're not leaking, you're fine.
And if you do leak, guys, for whatever reason you're having a little bit too much to drink and you crash into the dock over there at Blackpool Marina, you'll probably be on my show. But
well, so we did a little magazine thing on both of these boats as well, and it really surprised me that they didn't know as much as they thought they did, because they were talking how you can just kind of bump into things, which essentially you can, but it's still a boat. You don't want to go bumping into things.
Well listen, you know, one
like
of the videos back in the days that one of the manufacturers that used to be here locally, they would advertise their boats. They would literally put a crane.
I remember that.
And they would hit it next to the cargo, the containers.
Right.
And people couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Right. So what I did, I ran over a couple tubes, like old tubes.
Okay.
We got some guys with some old Excursion or I think was it a big F-150? Well, it was a big truck.
Okay.
And we ran it over.
Well, I got a 2.5 Army truck we can try it with.
Yeah, listen, we ran it over. Nothing happened to the tube.
No.
Right. So I did that stuff so people could understand how strong the material is.
Oh yes.
So what I personally do on mine is when I go fishing, I'll put a second layer on the backside of where I fish.
Correct.
So here what we'll do is I'll sand this area here, and then I'll put a second layer, a nice little cosmetic piece on both sides so it looks even. But now, if I'm gaffing in this area, I don't have to worry about it.
You don't have to. You're not going to gaff it. You're not going to pull that thing through there. It's not going to.
No. But the perception is that it will.
No, it's not. You know, even if you're deep trolling or something like that, and you have, you know, some really big bait on there with a hook, you're not gonna pull it up into the boat and pull it through. No.
So this 33 is big.
It is. Yeah, look at the cabin on this one.
Let me see here, guys. It seems like it's deeper.
The console on this one's a little bit taller than the 38.
Now, what are some of the options that, like, are they putting AC on any of these or no?
We don't have AC on either one of these.
But can you
want it? Yes, we can install it.
You can install it.
Yes.
Guys, and look at it. It's got a head. My goodness. So, if you like to have fun and you want a boat that's going to perform, I would tell you, give a rib boat a sea trial. I think the biggest mistake a lot of people do is they don't give rib boats a shot.
It's amazing the number of people who come by here and just what you and I are talking about right now. They'll say, oh yeah, but you can't fish from this boat, or you can't do that from this boat. And I'll tell the people, I'm like, I can guarantee you 100%. Give me any other boat out there, fiberglass boat, and I'll do the exact same thing with this, and I'll get there quicker than you, and I'll be safer than you. I'll be much more comfortable. People have a misconception.
Well, listen, little by little, I think they're starting to see that a little bit more.
Yeah.
Especially now that yours truly has decided to go overseas. And
when you have the chit show.
Yes.
You know, man.
And hook sunglasses.
And hook sunglasses.
Let's go.
Thanks, Nicky and Bob.
Hey,
and don't
big shout out, guys. Look at this.
Yeah.
I got the look, and I got the Chicho logo on the side, guys.
And don't forget Anthony and Christopher too. Throw them in there.
So wait, didn't you teach them how to play soccer or something like that?
I was Christopher Anthony's coach in soccer and things like that. Anthony's now captain, and he runs his own charter boat.
He's got a podcast and everything.
He does have a podcast.
Yes.
And these glasses are made from fishermen. Bob and Nicky were always fishermen. So these glasses are made from boaters and fishermen. If you want some good glasses, you were telling me a story about how you put them on. What did you see going underneath you?
Oh man, I saw Fred the Croc.
You saw Fred the Croc.
I never thought that he would be.
And it wasn't a pair of shoes.
So here's the thing. You see, I never thought that he would cross me as close as he does underwater.
Yeah.
And one day, I filmed it on my channel. I showed, hey, the manatee, whatever, one thing. But one day I was there, and I see Fred just pass through. And I was like, this mother effer has been doing this to me for years, probably.
And never saw it.
And sometimes I want to take my hooks off just in case, because I'm not in the water as much.
I don't want to see.
I'm not in the water as much. Okay, what's the pricing on something like this?
This one here, if you look at our sticker price right here, we got $325 on that one. I can do a little bit better on that, but I can't do the same thing that I can do on the 38. This one, I'll give you a week, 1 week. For the boat show, we'll take 5% off of this price.
Okay, guys. Where can they go online to get in contact with?
www.intermarineboats.com.
And how fast is this bad boy going?
This one I got up to 74.8 so far. Now, I haven't had perfect conditions. I think I can get it higher. The 38, I got up to 68. Still haven't had perfect conditions. I think I can get it up higher.
Where is this boat going after the show?
Fort Lauderdale, Anglers Avenue.
Maybe we can take a little spin on it.
We can take a spin on it.
Guys, wait for it, Nuova Jolly. Let's go.
Let's go, Nova.
Hey, I think yeah, I think we're gonna have a good time.
Definitely. I don't think. I know.
It's probably impossible to try to stuff the bow on this.
Yes. You're not going to stuff the bow.
It's too hard.
When
right?
I was bringing this particular boat up for the show, I was going out through Port Everglades, and there was about a 92-foot sport fish coming in. Wasn't a Viking, it was Carolina Custom, but he was on his slowdown, and I'm like, okay, here we go, let's play.
Let's go! I love
that. I'm like, do I stuff it or do I try it?
Let's
so I'm like,
go.
on the first one, let's just hit it. Man, I just balls for the wall and I went down.
I love that.
Right over the top of it. So then, you know, what happens when you go over the top of that one? You got that next one.
Yeah.
You either go with it or you turn. I'm like, nah, baby, we're turning. I turn this thing and I'm like, okay, I'm going to stuff the bow on this one right off, and on the next one, never stuffed it. You're not stuffing the bow
I'll tell you what, if you have a clip of a Nuova Jolly being stuffed, I'll pay you $100.
I'll second it. I'll give you another 100.
Easy money, guys. If you think it's easy money, go ahead and do it. I want to thank you.
Are you done?
Yeah, let's go. Come here. Let's finish up.
I was going to say one of the other things is this part.
Yeah, because listen, obviously, I want to show the whole thing as far as the entry. I want to get on that Grady White real quick. Come, get over here. We're going to show this. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the deck.
Yeah, the deck.
Of course. But they need to get a visual reason why. Come here. Let's show them, because this is what I want them to see.
Yeah, we know the forecast was 80 to 100.
Guys, Grady White is so nice to show. Let us show this real quick. All right.
You have to pay us a royalty.
A royalty? I got a free video coming. Let's go. All right. Come over here, Brad, because this is why it's going to give a better visual representation, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at the entry on that.
There you go. You see, that's what I want them to see.
That is so freaking sharp. You know, it just slices through the water. The entry on that is amazing. And don't hold me to the number, but I think it's 71 or 79 degrees. I can't remember which one, but I know it's something like that. So that entry is so sharp. But as you said,
you want to raise your bet? I think I go 500. 500. If you got a video of stuffing,
okay, I'll match it.
All right, guys, we got $1,000. Make it happen. Let us know. Send it to us.
Stuff one.
All right, guys, let's go ahead. Finish up the video.
Thank you, sir.
Now, they have also the fishing version.
Correct.
And they have also smaller models.
Well, you have cuddy cabin models. We have smaller ones as well, yes. But they have cuddy cabins, they have center consoles. They actually have a cruising model. They're here building a 50, don't hold me to it, I think it's 54.
A 54?
Yeah, they're building a 54, yeah.
Where are they trying to go? Overseas? They already did that. They had somebody go from they crossed.
T.O.
Yes.
Yeah, on a 38. Crossed from Europe over to the United States. 7 days.
Insane.
7 days.
Guys, he did it on this boat. It was Suzuki's.
Yeah, with Suzuki's. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Suzuki's
I
on
followed it. I was like, this guy's a madman.
Yeah.
And then I said, oh, wait a second. He's on a Nuova Jolly.
He's on a Nuova Jolly, yeah.
All right, guys, I think we're done. Listen, this is the deck you wanted to talk about. He's got your swim ladder here. But listen, what excites me about a rib boat is the fact that it's a boat with a life vest on. It doesn't get any better than that.
It doesn't, no.
Brad, you want to say anything else?
No, I just
Sea trial.
Check out the Chit Show.
That's right.
Come see me down in Intermarine and let's take one of these out for a sea trial.
All right, and you're wearing the big eyes.
I'm wearing the big eyes.
And I'm wearing right now, guys, I'm wearing right now the Hook Last Call. And I actually wear my big eyes.
You wear your big eyes?
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. I wear those more than these.
I got to talk to Bob and get my logo on mine.
Chit Show logo?
Yeah.
Maybe I can work something out.
Man, Captain B-Rad, remember that.
Wait for it. Alfred Mother making a scene as always. Hey.
Bye, guys. Captain B-Rad's out.
Boom.